I finally completed my computer science degree at ukzn Westville, and I have a lot to share. In this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of my entire 3 years of studying computer science in just less than 10 minutes. Before we begin, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for instant notifications when I upload a new video. While you're at it, you can also check out my art YouTube channel if that's something you're into. Throughout my degree, I did 4 modules per semester. In my first semester, there were 3 compulsory modules and 1 elective. I did Comp 100, which was a basic intro to computer science. We learned about the foundations of programming with Python. I studied IT in school, from where I had already learned about arrays, strings, and object-oriented programming. So the biggest challenge for me was to learn the syntax of a new language, from Delphi to Python. The other compulsory modules were Math 130 and Stat 130. Math 130 is an introduction to calculus. We covered pre-calculus topics that overlapped from grade 12. I struggled with maths a lot, and I even failed my first test. It was very difficult for me, but I pushed through with lots of help from SI tutors and YouTube and my more mathematically capable friends. I did enjoy Stat 130 a lot more for some reason, even though it was also heavily math oriented. This module was an intro to statistics. And finally, my first semester elective, I decided to choose Physics 113, which was the absolute worst module I could have chosen as an elective. I chose it because I loved physics in school and I wanted to learn more. But I ended up failing physics and it felt like the end of the world. Following the same structure as first semester, I had 3 compulsory modules and 1 elective. The elective I did was isiZulu 101, which is compulsory for a BSc degree at ukzn. I enjoyed this module a lot. I love learning new languages. It's something I can grasp easily, and the content itself was very fun. Comp 102 was just computer programming, by this time in Java. Other comp module, Comp 107, was called Foundations of Computer Science. This introduced a completely new layer of computers that I hadn't been aware of before. We learned about logic and finite state machines, regular expressions, logic gates, and integer representations like binary, octal, hexadecimal, and converting between these integer bases. And my 4th module for this semester was Math 140, another calculus module called Calculus and Linear Algebra. In my first semester of second year, I did Comp 200, which was advanced programming in Java. We learned about data structures like lists, stacks, and trees, and time complexity of algorithms. I chose ISTN 211 as an elective this time, which is related to computer science and a lot more manageable than physics. Speaking of physics, I made up for my credits by doing the Management 120 module. This is an easy multiple choice question module. And then I had 2 compulsory math modules, Math 236 and Math 212. Math 236 was discrete mathematics and 212 was advanced calculus and linear algebra. In second semester, I did Comp 201, Comp 204, Math 246, and my elective was ISTN 212. Math 246 was my last math module for the degree and probably the most interesting. We learnt about mathematical modeling to make predictions about the trajectory of diseases and population growth and stuff like that. My ISTN elective was about database systems. Comp 201 was more programming in Java, while Comp 204 was the more challenging module of that semester. We learned about the x86 operating system, CPU architecture, and assembly programming. Third year was probably the most enjoyable of the degree. I felt like I finally got to learn the things that got me interested into computer science. My majors were both computer science, which is called a double comp major. My first semester I did Comp 316 Natural Language Processing, which is about the interaction of computers and human language. Some uses of NLP is being able to predict the next word when you're typing in an email or text message, or analyzing the overall sentiment of a data set of movie reviews. We had a project to pick any area of NLP and implement it. My project topic was multi-label genre classification. I love sci-fi books, so I chose to classify books into a subgenre of sci-fi. I used Python in Google Colab. I also did Comp 315 programming in C++. We also had a project for this module. It was to design a quiz game, either text-based or graphical. My game was a multiple choice Marvel trivia quiz. The other modules I did were Comp 313, which was about operating systems and Linux, and Comp 306, which was more about databases and which also had a project. In semester 2, I did Comp 301 software development, which covered mobile app development using Expo, React Native, and JavaScript. Comp 304 was artificial intelligence, Comp 314 theory of computation, and Comp 307 graphics and modeling. My favorite module was definitely the graphics and modeling because I love video games, and for our project we had to design a 3D video game in Unity. If you'd like to find out more in depth about my final semester studying computer science, you can check out this video on my channel. And that's it. I spent 3 years, completed 24 modules and 5 projects for one awesome computer science degree. You might be wondering what happens next. Do I apply for jobs, internships, graduate programs? Can I freelance my skills, start a business? Or do I study further? I will be tackling all future options with a comp sci degree in my video. So stay tuned and click that subscribe button to support my channel. Until next time.